Hey everybody, this is Mr. Ainsworth, and I'm here to do drill 4 with you guys. It's all about factoring perfect squares and square roots. Alright, we've done this before, but I made it into a drill, so work with me here. Alright, if you need to pause and play, that is cool. Make sure that someone's at the computer with and control the mouse so you can pause and play. So here we go. We're going to factor 24, and we're going to factor 24 using the vertical factor tree. So what we're going to do is we're going to take 24 over here, draw that vertical line, and all the factors go on the right. Okay? It's a really cool way to organize your factors instead of the old traditional way. All right? Anytime you see an even number divided by 2, that's your smallest prime number. Okay? 24 divided by 2 is 12. Divided by 2 is 6. Anytime you see these even numbers, always divided by 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3, but 3 is not even, so divided by itself because it's prime. And when you get to 1 here, you stop. All right? Stop when you get to 1. The factorization is 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. That's equal to 24. All right? 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 equals 24. This is called a prime factorization. Prime factorization. All right, you did that back in the elementary school. All right, but the way your teachers did it is you went 24 here, and then 2 times 12, 2 times 6, 2 times 3, and you got factors all over the place. All right, I want to do the vertical factor tree where all the factors are nicely lined up on the right-hand side. So no more of this, okay? Have an open mind. We want to do the vertical, all right, factor tree. Factor tree, okay, doesn't look like what you did in grade school, but it has all the same factors, and what's cool, it's easy to use, and all the factors are nicely lined up on the side. Okay, here we go. Now you try it. Take 45 off to the side, start dividing by the smallest prime factor. When you're ready, press play in about 30 seconds. Shouldn't take that long. Okay, go. Now we're back now, and we're going to start dividing by 5. 45 divided by 5 is 9. Divided by 3 is 3. Divided by 3 is 1. As soon as you get to 1, you stop. All right. The factors are 3 times 3 times 5. All right. Remember, these are all the factors. All right. And it allows me to find squares really easily. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 5, 45. Okay. Let's try 72. Take it off to the side. Draw that vertical line. Pause play and go. Well, I didn't say it correctly. Press play and go. Okay, we're back now. 72 is even, so divided by 2. 2 into 7 is 3, remainder 1. That makes out a 12. 2 into 12 is 6. You get 36. All right. 36 is divisible by 2, 18 times. Divided by 2 is 9. Divided by 3 is 3. Divided by 3 is 1. And once you get to 1, you stop because you can't go any further. All the factors, again, are on the right-hand side, nicely organized on the right. All right, now let's try 120. All right, press play. Excuse me, press pause. Go. Okay, we're back now. It's even, divided by 2. 60 divided by 2. 30 divided by 2. 15 divided by 3 or 5. Okay, in this case, I divided by 3, so 15 divided by 3 is 5. 5 is prime, divided by itself. And again, once you get to 1, you stop. All right, 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 5 is 120. And in this, I can see there's a factor of 4. And when we go to square roots, that's what we're looking for. All right, let's try 68. Press pause and go. Okay, we're back now. It's even. I'm going to divide by 2, so I get 34. Half of 60 is 30. Half of 8 is 4. 34 divided by 2. That's 17. 17 is prime, divided by itself, and you get 1. So I can see that 4 times 17 is 68. And in a minute, when we start factoring, simplifying square roots, and we're looking for squares, I can see it in the number right here. Okay, 80. All right, press pause and go. Okay, we're back now. It's even. Divided by 2, 40. Divided by 2 is 20. Divided by 2 is 10. Divided by 2 is 5. 5 is prime. You can only divide it by itself. And again, when you get to 1, you stop. I can see there's 2 factors of 4 right here. 4 here, 4 here. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 times 5 is 80. So when we factor it on the simplify the root of 80 on the side, easy. All right. Press pause and try this one here. Okay, we're back now, and we're going to start dividing it by 2. 2 into 15 is 7. All right, remember 1. 2 into 10 is 5, so 75. Divided by either, let's divide it by 3 to get 25. Divided by 5 to get 5. Divided by 5 to get 1. All right, I can see that 150 has a factor of 25 in it because 5 times 5 is 25. 25 times 6 is 150. Not everybody knew that in the beginning, but you know it now just by looking at the table, and that's why this is so powerful. If you learn how to use it, like 5 times 5 is 25, 2 times 3 is 6, so 6 times 25 is 150. All right, easy when you have the table in front of you, difficult when you don't. All right, so learn the power of the table, learn how to use it, and it's pretty darn effective. Okay, now on the key to this one here, on the simplifying the roots, let's highlight that. All right, is this right here, this fact, the square root of a times b. All right, a times b equals the square root of a times the square root of b. That's from Algebra 1. All right, because of that, if I can factor a number, then I can simplify a root easily. I know that 4 times 3 is 12. Okay, 4 times 3 equals 12. I also know that 2 times 6 is 12. But I want to pick the one with squares, and it's this one right here. So this is going to be root 4 times root 3. All right, and that gives me 2 root 3. Why? Because root 4 is 2. All right, simple. All right, you factor it. Square root each factor, like I said in my lesson, back in the first lesson of this chapter. After you square root each factor, you simplify the one with the square involved. All right, the square root of 4 is 2. You guys should know that. And you get 2 root 3. That's called simplifying, everybody. Now, root 8 is root 4 times root 2. All right, and that gives you 2 root 2. Why? Because root 4 is 2. So you get what's called 2 root 2, or 2 rad 2. 2 times the square root of 2. All right? Say it many different ways. All right, now press pause. Try this one here. Take two numbers and multiply to 18. Okay, we're back now and get root 9. Let's back up. 3 times 6 is 18. All right, but 2 times 9 is 18 as well. And guess what? You want to pick the ones with squares involved. So root 9 times root 2 gives you 3 root 2, and you're done. Okay, you square root each factor here. Let's write down the steps just one more time. That's step 1. Step 2, you simplify. Guys, it's not that hard, okay? It's a 2-step procedure. Square root both of the factors, all right? Each factor, not just one of them, but both. And then you simplify the one with the square. Easy. All right, press pause and try simplifying the root of 24. Okay, we're back now, and 2 times 12 is 24. All right, 6 times 4 is 24. All right, 8 times 3 is 24. But you want to pick the one with a square involved, and it's this one right here. All right, because 4 is a square, so you're going to square root the 4 times the square root of 6, and you get 2 root 6. And you can't simplify root 6 anymore because the factors of 6 are 2 and 3, and they're both prime. And they're done at that point. All right. Now, when the numbers get bigger, you might have to go off to the side and factor it like we did on the left here in problems 1 through 7. All right. Go ahead and do that if you need to. If you can't figure out the factors of 48, for example, let's set up 48 over here. Factor 48 first so you can see the factors. Pause the video. Get number 12 chart. Okay, we're back now. I'm going to factor it here. 48 divided by 2 is 24. Divided by 2 is 12. Divided by 2 is 6. Divided by 2 is 3. Divided by 3 is 1, and we're done. Now I'm trying to look for squares, the biggest square. And if you don't know 16 times 3 is 48, you can see in the table, because this gives you 4. This gives you 4. 4 times 4 is 16. And right away, I just see the factors right here. Those are the factors. 3 times 16 is 48. And all you have to do, my friends, is square root both factors, as I said, right up here. You square root each factor. Okay, square root of 16 times square root of 3. If you square them both and don't skip this step, it's easy. You get 4 root 3. Why? Because the square root of 16 is 4. Because 4 squared is 16. All right, just follow the simple 2-step procedure. Factor it on the side if you need to, and this is easy. All right, now you try it. Pause the video, try root 50. Okay, we're back now, and everybody should know that 2 times 25 is 50, I hope. All right, 2 quarters equals 50 cents. 2 times 25 is 50. So all you have to do is square root 25, square root the 2, all right, and you get 5 root 2. All right, that was an easy one. Now this one here, 120, you might have to factor it, so go ahead and take it off to the side, factor it first, then bring the factors over here and square root them and finish. Pause the video and try number 14. Okay, we're back now. We've got 120 divided by 2 is 60, divided by 2 is 30, divided by 2 is 15, divided by 3 is 5, divided by 5 is 1. When you get to 1, you stop, and you look for squares, and I see one here. Now, there are no pairs of identical numbers anymore, but I do know that 2 times 3 is 6, times 5 is 30, because here it is right here on the left. These multiply to 30, and those are the factors. 4 times 30 is 120. So all you have to do is square root them both, all right? And then simplify, and you're done. Simple, two-step procedure. All right? Next one here, okay? Take 180 off to the side, factor it. Bring the factors over here and use them. All right, pause the video and go for it. Okay, we're back now. 180 divided by 2 is 90, divided by 2 is 45, divided by 5 is 9, divided by 3 is 3, divided by 3 is 1. We're done. Now we look for squares, and I see one here, I see one here, and I see even a bigger one here. 4 times 9 is 36. I didn't use the factor of 5 yet, so 5 times 36, guess what? That's 180. All right, I bet you didn't know that in the beginning, but you know it now. 5 times 36 is 180. Square root them both. All right, simplify, and you're done. And that's all there is to it. All right, the last drill is this. We're going to write down the first 20 perfect squares, and you guys should know these pretty well because we've been practicing them for many days. So pause the video, write them all down. All right, go. Okay, we're back now. 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81, 100. There's the first 10 of them. 121, 144, 169, 196. All right, that's 14 squared, 15 squared, 225, 256, 16 squared, that's 256, 17 squared, 289, 18 squared, 324, and 20 squared is 400. All right, dot, dot, dot. There you go, the first 20 perfect squares. All right, the first 20 perfect squares. You got to know those, because if you know this by heart, then square rooting these guys is easy. All right? All right, very good. Now what we're going to do is we're going to drill this the next few days, get you really, really good, and then when we do the distance formula, it's going to be easier. When we simplify anything with roots, it's going to be easier. All right, when we get to quadratics in the next unit, it's going to be easier now that you know how to root a number. All right, good job, and I'll see you in the next lesson.